We saw a crowd of 7,500 at headquarters this afternoon for the game between Glenelg and West Torrens, and going into the match, of course, both sides had won one game apiece for season 1985. And Robert Oatey, on paper, it shaped as a great game, and I believe it was.
It was a fantastic game. It really was a great game. Torrens were very unfortunate to lose, and as I mentioned at the start of the program, the thing that caught my eye during the day, besides the closest, the tackling and the hardest of the game, was the great performances of Bruce Lindsay and Stephen Stretch. They both played magnificent games this afternoon, and those two players, even though they were on the losing side, did a great deal to get their side going during the afternoon. It was rather a shock for me at the start anyway to see Peter Carey start off on the interchange bench, and he proved later on when he came in onto the ground and they put him up into the full forward area what a great player he is. And when they were able to get the ball into him on the full, and it was Tony McGuiness with his pace that enabled that to happen. Some of his skirting of the packs through the centre of the ground, his attack on the goal front was excellent, and it gave Peter Carey an opportunity to get his bulk under the ball, and he still got a bit of skill. In fact, one mark he took, he wasn't paid it. An interference was given against him as it went past him, and he stuck his arm out and trapped it back in. It was a magnificent take, and of course those of us who've seen Peter Carey over many years remember some of those great things. But in the first half, the Glenelg attack was held together by Stephen Kernahan. He kicked 3 goals until half-time. He's always a danger player. His marking's excellent, and he's very difficult to stop up in that forward area. And as I said a minute ago, Tony McGuiness showed some good form today, particularly in his running, and the fine weather certainly suited him. Glenelg seemed to have a little bit of trouble, it seemed to me, with their tall players. They weren't quite sure where to play them. Wayne Henwood started at centre half forward, coming back from suspension, and he was a little bit uncertain all day. He didn't seem to me to have any real confidence in an attack on the ball, and when he got the ball he was a little bit slow getting rid of it, and I was a little bit disappointed in some ways with Wayne, but of course being a first season, no doubt he'll fit into the side as time goes by. The game was very close. At quarter time the scores were locked together, 4 goals to each. At half time it was 7-5 to 7-4. Glenelg were in front by a point. And then in the third quarter Torrens exploded. They were fantastic. They came back onto the ground and they'd made up their mind they were really going to go on with this game, and they kicked 3 goals in the first 5.5 minutes, and I thought, this is it, Torrens going to give us another performance like they did against West Adelaide in the first game. But then it happened again. I felt sorry for Bruce Lindsay. I pictured last year's interstate game in the same spot, same place, and the umpire gave a free kick against him for holding the ball, and if it was holding the ball, I was up on the moon. I certainly wasn't at Football Park. But for Glenelg, it was good luck. They went crazy. They kicked another 4 goals in 3.5 minutes, and Torrens then held on, kicked a 4th goal for the quarter, and when we pick up play 18 minutes into the third quarter, Glenelg are 11-5, 71, and West Torrens 11-4, 70.
Holding on against Hannah. Here's a go for Marshall. Makes the space. McGuiness. Marshall didn't want him. Marshall goes in to Carey. The big chap's on the left. Beautiful pass and a good lead from Peter Carey. Well, that's very good football. The Marshall kick was spot on, lace out. Peter Carey was on a pretty quick lead then for the big chap. He's got that. Peter Carey's first goal. Glenelg get one now. They're 12-5 to the Eagles, 11-4.
Makes one wonder at times why Peter Carey even starts on the interchange bench. Such a wonderful player. We saw him then that when he gets his body in the front spot and the ball coming up the ground, it's a very hard player to shift off the line, and then body behind it, straight onto the chest. He took it as clean as a whistle. Very good player, Peter Carey, perhaps too good for an interchange bench.
12-5 to 11-4. 18 minutes gone, third quarter. Cunningham against Henwood. Schimmelbusch lost it in there as Hannah fighting for it with Walsh. Aerial ping pong. Simon's well done, although the handball away wasn't all that good. McDermott is head high, but the umpire's playing to advantage. David Kernahan from Marshall straightens up, puts it in long. Carey and Robson. Carey held his ground superbly. Edge Robson out. Experience plus. But a fine mark to Peter Carey, only about 5 metres out. And this should send the Bays away again. Carey put his second through in 2 minutes. 13-5 to 11-4.
I know there's a lot of teams in Adelaide would like to have the luxury of a player like Peter Carey to sit on a bench. Stephen Kernahan out at centre half forward now. Very strong, powerful line down the centre Glenelg when they get Carey at full forward and Kernahan at centre half forward. Both have great marking potential.
Carey in particular, the ability to tap the ball out as well as mark the ball. Great team sense. It seems to be a luxury to have him on the interchange. Now he's sealing this game for Glenelg, it would seem.
Well, they're 13 points in front, the Tigers, and although they're probably going to the scoring end. Stolen by Gavin Walsh. His kick forward, looks for Copping. Off hands, Graback missed it. Now Kidney, Carey in front again. The big chap uses the body, but the ball runs over the line and beats him. A bit of a dilemma, really, for the Eagle coach, Glenn Elliott. I think he's chosen to leave Graback on Kernahan all day. Kernahan's got 4 goals, but Robson certainly hasn't got the body strength of Graback against Peter Carey. There's Glenn Elliott with Kim Dillon alongside. Now Eichner. An underground handball. A better one then from Lindsay. Schimmelbusch, Graback. Back towards Sims. Schimmelbusch. Henwood puts him down. He wants a free kick and he gets it. There's no doubt about Schimmelbusch. He certainly brings the crowd alive. A low trajectory kick finds John Cunningham. Turner darts off into the pocket. Cunningham will probably want Johnston. Seabohm is right with him. Seabohm not happy with that. Seabohm considered that all Johnston did was stop, push back into him and fall over. And he was probably near correct. Peter Johnston. He's got it at centre-half forward. He can kick a long ball. Gives that every chance right into the square. Roberts there, but a good punch away from Duthie. Sees the ball go through for a point. 11-5 Torrens, 13-5 Glenelg.
Everything being set up for a rattling good last quarter. Only 2 straight kicks the difference. Good kick in, finds Hall. Half back line. Tony Hall, that went off with what looked like to be a break or a dislocation last week to his arm, has come up pretty well. Only a pinched nerve apparently. Kernahan. McDermott. Out wider still is Stringer. Oh, not a good one. Intercepted Hill. McDermott's going to have to work hard to get himself out of it. Hill and McDermott, they bottle the ball up. Good play by McDermott. When he put his teammate in trouble, he went back there to get him out of it. And he's managed to bottle the ball up and at least to line ball his mistake. A bounce down just in the attacking division for the Bays. They lead by 2 goals. Henwood taps it cleverly. Stringer. Back there is Eichner. Throws it out to Hannah. Hannah on the left leg kicks long. It's going to be a loose ball. Coming to meet it will be Taylor. Couldn't get the good bounce on it, but he's got some pace. So too is Kernahan, Barrett, also Turner. Hannah now through the half-forward line, puts in a long one, up towards full forward, but no Torrens player home. And it's a good mark by Seabohm. Elects to play on quickly, McGuiness. Got to work hard to get the ball. He gets a lead from Hall, grandstand side, but he's going longer. And we'll find Henwood. If the big fella can get down, taps it cleverly, basketball style. Seemed to have a lot of time to get rid of it. Did it well. Perfectly balanced as he puts it in for Kernahan, but chipping in defence is Randall. Elects to play on. It's a high kick. Henwood getting underneath the ball and takes the easy mark.
Not good football from Randall. Didn't really think a lot about that one. Henwood's taking it very casually. Gee, I didn't realise he was that good. Over the top, Eichner.
I didn't realise he was that slow.
Schimmelbusch pays. Short. Cunningham. Kevin Hill. I tell you what, the Eagles have certainly still got plenty of run. Now Roberts. Taylor wants it in quick. I don't think Roberts can kick a goal from there. Short. Oh, mistake. Cut off by Duthie. John Hall. That's not a good kick either. Kernahan and the big chap Saru. Kernahan's got the better recovery, as you imagine. Now McGuiness. He'll look for Stephen Kernahan and find him. Stephen Kernahan thought about moving off, but gave it up. Now Marshall. He likes kicking goals from that angle. The umpire has not moved. Well done, Glenelg. First goal to Marshall. That's his 13th kick. Glenelg 14-5. The Eagles 11-5. The Bay players made a lot of mistakes then, but they had so many players up with the ball that they managed to overcome those errors. And in fact, they should have got a goal in the end result. Anton Graback. It's a great pass to him. Now Kevin Hill. He's a pacey player, Kevin Hill. Watch him go now. Loves kicking goals. Sets it up from half forward. He put it through. That's his first goal, Kevin Hill, and that may just be what the Eagles need. 13-6, they trail the Tigers 16-6.
Oh, that was a great bit of play, though, by Anton Grabak. When the ball was being kicked out, Sims ran in short to receive the kick from the full-back, and then Grabak ran up to the centre of the ground. Sims managed to get the ball onto him. It was good play by Grabak, who's playing at full-back. And then Grabak with a beautifully placed kick out wide, and then Hill just took it on the body, turned with the ball, and another great kick sees Torrens still in there.
7 minutes gone, final quarter. Saru against Henwood, who's been leaping really well. Saru gets the thump away when he got the benefit of the bounce into Ward's Hill. Under pressure. Likewise at the bottom of the pack is Nicolaitis. He's going to get a free kick for his troubles, looking for 15 metres as well. Nicolaitis from centre field. He's been interchanged a couple of times. Drives in towards Johnston. In there's Roberts as well. The first there is Gibbs. Beats Turner. Johnston did it well. Johnston and Gibbs. Taps the ball away. Back to Roberts. Puts it in high. Getting back on it is Hannah. With him there is Hall. Sensibly thumps the ball through his own goal. And a point results to the Eagles. 13-7. Torrens, 16-6 Glenelg.
Roberts had the chance then to get it back to Schimmelbusch for a clearer kick at the goal. Saru in front, big strong man he is. Turner was on his own, but Saru decided to go back to put it in long. I don't think he's got the kick that can kick a goal from here. Probably try a screw punt. It's coming around. Seabohm in front. From behind is Johnston. Well, you can't hold him down too long, Johnston. Loves to jump at the ball, and gee, he is a danger man. Peter Johnston. From point-blank range. 4 goals, Johnston. The Eagles 14-7. Bridge the gap on the Tigers 16-6.
Well, you've certainly got to hand it to Jeff Saru. He's battled all day. Some of his intelligent knocking in the pack has been superb. His field play has been good. And when that ball came out from full-back then, just slightly under-kicked, he had to take it out in front of his body, and he was as strong in taking that mark as he was early in the game. Lined it up and sent the screw punt in, put it in perfectly in the air too, lobbed it right in the goal square, and Peter Johnston flying up over the back, perhaps fumbled a little bit through John Seabohm's arms and settled it into his sort of the lower part of his arms, below his hands, and kicked the goal. So Torrens still there.
Barrett off. Hewitt on, centre bounce, Saru, and Henwood, who gets the thump away again. He's still in there searching for the footy, but he can't get it out. And the umpire will come in and rebounce the ball, and we see Taylor and Kidney just having a little bit of a tete-a-tete. We saw a ripper in the opening 15 seconds. It was a toe-to-toe job. And the umpire took the names of 2 players. We believe a third one may have been reported. We'll find out what it's all about tonight. 16-6 to 14-7, rebounce of the footy. Saru used his body well, tried to get the handball to stretch. He had to wait for it, but he got the kick away. High up towards the full forward, getting back on it, Tony Hall. He's a good player. Took a fine mark. Simons gives a lead. Also Marshall, he's going towards Marshall. Sims at the back of that player, thumps it to stretch. Getting back is Saru. The big fellow's got it. He can get it to Taylor, they can go off, but he's going back to kick long. Saru, that awkward-looking kick, he's got 15 metres to help him along the way now. Still the attacking corner of the square. Screws a high kick right up towards full forward. Roberts searching for it. It's all the base back there. All they botched it between them. Roberts over the top of the ball. In there is Gibbs, but the umpire will bounce right on the edge of the 10-metre area.
Well, suddenly the Tigers are under pressure. There's the coaching panel, Steve Pavlik and Glenn Elliott. Would they ever love a victory here? Schimmelbusch dives into the bottom of the pack. Gibbs takes it away, though. This is where the Bay sometimes set up their attacking moves from defence. Marshall again. He was always there in that link operation on the outer side of the ground. Cunningham did a good job there against Kernahan. We'll get a free kick now for holding on. Well, the Bay forwards haven't seen it this quarter. Peter Carey is just getting cold at full forward. Kernahan, of course, can't get into it because the ball's not getting there. Henwood goes through. Well done, the big man, Saru, yet again. Nicolaitis, cool as a cucumber. Hannah's in front. Oh, cutting across beautifully, Toothy. Gee, that was a good interception. Tony Simons and Stretch. Tell you what, Stretch has played a super game today. He really has. Well played, Stephen Stretch. No doubt about it. at the end. He really is a top player.
Certainly, Peter, they're two top players, two fine young players. All the ruckman there caught unawares. Nicolaitis left it behind. Taylor tried to get it out. In there fighting for the ball was Walsh. Players go down to the ground. Taylor at the bottom of the pack. With him is Nicolaitis. Kidney and Walsh for the Bays. And players looking just a little tired. Game has slowed down a bit, but gee, it's been a tremendous pace. It's been a good game, a tough game. Roberts gets the thump away. Hall got it to Walsh. Walsh back towards centre wing, almost a mark to Marshall. McDermott couldn't. Under pressure there is Saru. With strength, spoke his way clear. Gives Lindsay a charge. Kevin Hill on the lead. Oh, he dropped the centre. That could prove costly, but it's the Torrens players backing up a bit better at the moment. Pay's got it across now to Lindsay. Lindsay in towards full forward, but he's well offline. Oh, he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Kicked it like a half-back in. Lindsay has played a super game. He and Saru have led the Torrens side extremely well. Marshall again playing the wide ball, which he just seems to have the ball on a string. David Marshall kicks to centre wing. Kernahan should take that one over the top. Beautifully done, Lindsay. Away they go again. Stephen Stretch, close to best man on the ground, sets it up. It's going to roll. Great work, Stretch. The Eagles are certainly coming home. 2-goal Stretch. Torrens 15-7, Glenelg 16-6.
Torrens, they're still there, Ian.
5 points the difference, Robert. What a game of football. Saru and Kernahan. Saru battling for the ball, can't get it out. Sims got a kick away, but it's McDermott who goes back and takes the ball. McDermott out wide. He's got McGuiness, also Kernahan out that way. The Bay's got a chance to run it in now. McGuiness on his natural left leg. Puts in a long one, looking for Carey. Graback. Carey! Fine mark. Never ever looked like missing it. Graback was in front, but once Carey stood his ground, got the sit, pulled down a ripper 15 metres out right in front, and now the Bays are answering the challenge. 5 points up. Now they're 11. Carey's third goal. Top effort by the Bays. 17-6 plays 15-7.
Well, it's a game of some very good forward players, particularly for Torrens have been on top up forward, but I know now that since Peter Carey's been at that full forward area, if Glenelg are prepared to attack that zone with confidence on the kick as Tony McGuiness was then, the big fellow's going to contest it. He takes up a lot of room up there, and Anton Graback is going to have his work really cut out if they can get it to him one out.
Approaching the halfway mark now of this last quarter, and the next 5 or 10 minutes will be telling. Big Jeff Saru continues to play well. Stretch's handball is too long for Schimmelbusch. He's outnumbered in the middle. Henwood gets it out to McGuiness. He is a live wire, McGuiness. The kick on the way. Oh, beautiful. Kerry Martin. No, pushing the back.
It was on, Peter.
Against Graback. Thank you, Ian. Can't see whether it's in fact Graback or... Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's
Anton Graback plus 15 metres.
Yes, I think Peter was probably a metre short there. He's having a word to say to umpire Jim Field. I don't think any of the words he's saying are complimentary. And there's a few Bay supporters up here who are joining in. And you can possibly hear them. Graback's kick is high, back towards centre field. Thump clear, Schimmelbusch back in defence. Saru's got to work hard. Looking to pass off, McGuiness, stringer over the top. But the umpire said he'll come in and ball it up on the Bay half-forward line. Been plenty of action, plenty of top footy. 17-6 to 15-7, 16 minutes gone. Saru, Kernahan, back towards Schimmelbusch. Torrens go away again to the half-forward line. Roberts there, with him is Duthie. Roberts and Hewitt chase the ball to the line, but a throw-in will take place half-forward, right flank with the Eagles in attack.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Saru is going to sleep well tonight. He's done as much work on a football field today, I think, as I've ever seen anybody do. Amazing. Schimmelbusch dives on top of the ball. 7,561 people in attendance here today. McDermott out there as well. The umpire will bounce it. The game delicately poised. Glenelg would certainly save it at this point, simply by reason of the fact that they're in front. Apart from that, even Stevens. Kernahan very high. There he is again. Big Jeff Saru. Left boot, a grubber. Stolen by Wayne Stringer. Marshall, David Kernahan, Carey again, and Grabak. Two big, powerful men. Bruce Lindsay has to get rid of it quickly. Steve Dyer. Short, stretch in front. What a player, what a game. That warrants 15. Stretch's 20th kick. Close to best man on ground. Over the top, Nicolaitis. If it sits, he's in business. Not the quickest player, but that was beautifully done to Cunningham. Gee, there's a lot of movement in the forward line. Johnston takes off. Kevin Hill drops back. Or Cunningham's kick is horrible. Sometimes good things happen, though, as a result of poor kicks. Through goes Duthie. Off hands now, Johnston. That was a high one. Unintentional. Certainly nothing meant there by Tony Hall, but it's Johnston's free kick. Gee. 11 points in it. Of course, Torrens haven't yet hit the front. Kevin Hill, it drops short. He may have to pass off. Kicks over the shoulder. John Roberts punching away is Gibbs. Way over to the boundary line, and it beats Hannah across the line for a ball in.
18 minutes gone. The Bays by 11 points. Kernahan back in defence. With him is Cunningham at the throw-in. Kernahan and Cunningham. Kernahan gets the tap away. Straight to Gibbs. Onto his boot quickly. Simon's out there. Pays, but Stringer, who has the strength to get through, concedes ground, but with pace, gets the ball back towards centre wing. Getting underneath it is Marshall. Played a fine game. The running par is Simons. The Bays have got a chance now. Puts it out in front of the fast-leading Walsh, and he's got it. Half-forward left flank on the outer side. Gavin Walsh elects to play on quickly. Carey wants it in. Getting back on it. Copping. Carey copping. Copping at the back of the pack. Gets a shocking bounce. And it bounces through for the minor score for the Bays, but it gives them a clear lead of 2 goals.
Well, Anton Grabak is giving the umpire Field a giant mouthful at the moment. But I tell you what, he and Carey were certainly doing plenty to each other in that exchange. I certainly couldn't pick it either way as Rendell clears. Lindsay drops back, read it well. Over the top it goes, runs through centre. I don't think that his Eagle player up there in Cunningham was ready for the handball. It's a stalemate at centre-half forward. We'll see a bounce. In fact, it wasn't Cunningham, it was Roberts, who wasn't quite quick enough off the mark there for Lindsay. Up goes Cunningham. Kernahan knocked it down towards Pays. Hannah, stretch from behind. Oh, he read it superbly. The umpire's tucking it up in.
Peter, that's an interesting one, because if he has to take that off, I would have thought that Kernahan would have been given the mark. If he was in front and he touched it, he had to touch it first, or it's a mark for the man behind.
Yes, interesting decision, that one. It looked a stretch mark, but sometimes we see it differently from up here. Now Turner, leading in the race for the ball. Tackled by Copping. Rendell. Henwood's got plenty of pace. Goes for the trip. Up they go. Kernahan can't take the mark. Kidney dispossessed. Kernahan, no Kidney, the free kick.
Kidney at centre half back. The Bay steadying. 20 minutes gone. They're 2 goals clear. Kidney's kick goes long towards the half forward line. Copping in front. Thumped away. Stringer. Within there is Eichner. Line ball. And the umpire will come in and bounce. Torrens need a goal, and they need it quickly. The Bay seem to be in control, but it's a funny game, football. Still got plenty of time. Go either way. Kernahan trying to force his way through there with Saru. The ball came out now from Eichner out towards Tony Simons. Simons gets the kick away, getting underneath it. Walsh almost the mark. Back under pressure. Carey there, tackled by Lindsay. Loses the ball. And it's Geyer who strides out of defence for the Eagles. Kicks long to the half-forward line. Hill there with Stringer. The back of the pack, Gibbs. That's where he's been all day. Waiting for the ball off the fingers. Gives the running Seabohm a chance. He's under a bit of pressure, but he'll be supported by Stringer. And the Bays will get out of trouble through that player. Puts out a long pass to Marshall. Unclear of that player by Eichner, and it's a throw-in centre wing grandstand side.
Well, Marshall's a player that has certainly filled the gaps for Glenelg. He's a link man for them. Taylor couldn't get rid of the ball quickly enough. Kernahan gets a free kick. Against Taylor on that occasion. Torrens 12 points down. Kernahan short. Marshall again. That might run out. Marshall lets it go. Eagles. 21 and a half minutes in. They trail by 2 goals. Big Jeff Saru. What a powerhouse. Over the top, Nicolaitis. To no effect, though. David Kernahan. Kidney. Quick kick away. In front, Copping. Hasn't been a big day for Steve Copping. Kernahan. Carey on the lead. Beautifully put, Copping. Didn't quite get there, though. Simons beaten by Pays, who snared the ball. Kevin Hill the chance. He's got the pace. Hewitt is right with him, though. But he's a slippery customer. Kicks further afield, looking for Hannah. Over they go, very close to the boundary line as Hewitt runs across and sees it roll over. But still a chance for Torrens in, but time running out, getting very delicate right now.
They need a goal. Saru is absolutely out on his feet. Kernahan still running on well, gets the tap away, but it goes to Schimmelbusch, puts it up high for Johnston. Johnston and Seabohm. Johnston over the top, Seabohm in front now. Coming through quickly is Gibbs, and the umpire will throw it into play right next to the behind post. A goal here would throw the canary to the cats. I don't think I got that quite right.
Cat amongst the pigeons.
Thank you, Robert. A throw in, right forward pocket. Kernahan. Having to go with him is Roberts. The Bays under pressure, cool. Kidney back to Gibbs, edges it out towards Simon. Beautiful one-handed mark. He slips it across now to Hewitt. Kicks long to the half-forward line. Copping out in front. Almost completes the mark. Going through, however, was Rendell. He's dispossessed. Heavy knock in the head to Saru, and the umpire will come in and bounce centre field. 23 minutes gone.
Saru getting very tired, as you might well expect. Copped a high one then, but perhaps he reacted too vigorously to it. The umpire thought he was kidding. Saru and Kernahan. Kernahan got front spot. Bit of a push in there as Nicolaitis tears out of the pack. Turner. Stretch short, was too quick for him. It didn't work. Kernahan is tackled. Stretch fighting hard, keeps the ball in the area, but he really has played a fine game. Kernahan perhaps a fraction unlucky there. Saru comes in. Duthie smashes away. There's Marshall. Caught with the ball. Alan Stringer. Turner in hot pursuit. Sims, in fact, it was. McDermott. McGuiness. He can cut you to pieces if you give him half a chance. Oh, have a look at the kick. Carey is there, also Copping. Out it goes towards Walsh. Fighting for it now is Henwood. He tries it again. Puts that hand out to ward off the tackler. That time it didn't work and it rolled out for a ball in right forward pocket for the Bays. And gee, I tell you what, they're going to be hard to beat from here.
Time running out for the Eagles. Tap back into play. Players very tired. Ball came out there to Cunningham. Oh, the bounce will favour Simons. Well done, however, Nicolaitis gives a chance to Pays. Torrens a chance to run it now. Hill wants it out in front of him. Duthie coming across. Hill's got one to beat. Lost the footy. Beautifully done, Duthie. Oh, what a magic bit of play. Could be the turning point. Hewitt back to Duthie. Duthie's got to work hard for it. Taps it clear. Coming to meet it now was Geyer. In turn, back there was Cunningham. Sims. Sims meets the ball, but Kidney's right there with him. Can't get it clear. In goes Roberts. Gets away the handball. Taylor a chance. The Torrens are clear now. Puts a high one in towards full forward. Johnson, it could bounce through. It's going to be close. Right on the line, it's touched. Here's a chance now. Peter Johnson. Well done, John Seabohm. Oh, Shimmer can't believe it. A point only. Desperate play, Robert Odie.
That is a throw. He threw that ball between the goals then. Very, very lucky. Then he picked the ball up, the Glenelg player, in the last ditch and threw it between his legs.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's plenty of tension out there. The Eagles won't give up. They're attacking with all they've got. Saru and Kernahan. Saru couldn't take the mark. Kidney, Duthie, the running player McDermott. They've still got run also, Glenelg. Copping's on the lead. Nearly takes the mark. It runs close to the line. And that may well have been the Eagles' last chance, or last real chance to win the game. 11 points is the deficit. 26 minutes in. It's been a fine game of football. Over the top went Copping, did it well. The running player now is Taylor. Through he goes. Here they go again, the Eagles. I tell you what, he's got some pace. He can run even time, even at this stage in the match. Schimmelbusch, off hands, Hannah. The kick on the way. Oh, Peter Johnston's there. He's going to kick a goal. Johnston's got 5 goals. There's 5 points in it. Torrens still a chance.
Well, Torrens will not give up. Just a few moments ago, we saw them on the outer side of the ground make 3 mistakes. Glenelg got possession, but Torrens kept coming at them with the tackle, putting pressure on. And now again going up in front of the member stand side. They've come in Ron Taylor from halfback, showing a bit of dash, even though he should be absolutely exhausted. They've run their hearts out, players from both sides this afternoon. There's a lot of hands on hips. And they found a bit and they got it into the forline, and Ian Hanna with a magnificent reflex kick. He must have known Peter Johnston was in that square on his own. And he caught the fullback John Seabohm underneath the ball. And Johnston has scored, and the game, there is just a hair's breadth in it.
One straight kick the difference. Saru against Kernahan. He set a bounce. Kernahan got up high. Saru comes out with a footy. Can't get it clear. Hanna runs into a pack. In there quickly now was Copping. Got it across. Tony Hall goes forward. Alan Stringer out. Gets the handball across. Gavin Walsh. Trouble for Torrens here if he can pick it up. Gavin Walsh gets it back to Stringer. Half forward line all. Schimmelbusch in. Kidney as well. Tries to get it clear. In goes Lindsay against the tide. Players stack up. But the Bay's holding it in their area. And that's what they need. 3 minutes gone. 17-7 to 16-8.
Only 5 goals scored this quarter in. There won't be much time on.
Agreed, Peter. The Bays have got it only about 30 metres out. Another score could be it. Kidney having a bit of tate-a-tate. Carey comes out with a footy. Jams it onto his boot. Into the open goal. Game, set, match. So it's out. Game over. McGuinness' 3rd goal. And what a brilliant game of football here at Footy Park. Glenelg 18-7, Torrens 16-8. Final comment, Robert Odie.
You can imagine that bounce there. If there's a bit more time, it bounced right into Peter Carey's arms. The umpire didn't recall it, and Tony McGuiness has scored a goal from it. And what a great game it's been.
18-7, Glenelg has defeated West Torrens 16 goals 8.
Could have been anyone's game there at Football Park this afternoon. The luck finally going in favour of Glenelg by 11 points. 18 goals 7, 115, defeating West Torrens 16 goals 8, 104. The goal kickers for Glenelg, Stephen Kernahan got 5 and Tony McGuiness got 4, while for West Torrens, Peter Johnston managed to bag 5. And the stats from Football Park: kicks, Glenelg 207, Torrens 201, the marks 89 to 63. 146 handballs to 113. The frees, pretty even Stevens, 28 to 30. The rucks out of centre, 15 to 11. And scoring shots, 25 for Glenelg and 24 to West Torrens. And with us in the studio tonight, the captain of West Torrens, Bruce Lindsay. Bruce, I know football's a team game, but just looking at your own form, you've had some troubles with the knee, but you look to be moving pretty freely at the moment. You must be pretty happy with your form.
Yes, I am, Rick. I've been doing a lot of work over the summer. I had about 2 or 3 weeks off, and that's all at the end of last season, with the knowledge that I had to do a lot of work, be very, very fit. And I'm still not fit enough as far as I'm concerned, but the strength and whatever in my knee is very, very good now, so I'm very happy with it.
You went down this afternoon in a very tight game, but what did you see as the good points to come out of it for West Torrens?
Well, the good points are that we're still hanging in there, I think, and that's the thing. You know, where even you draw a line through our Escort Cup form, I think other than the Nord game where we lost by 6 goals or something, I think the worst margin that we lost by was 3. So, you know, we're around the place, and we've just got to, individuals have to do a little bit more work for us to achieve a win out of those type of close games.
Bruce, Ross Gibbs and Tony Hall played fantastic games today in defence, and I didn't acknowledge them earlier when we were talking about the Glenelg. People were probably very cross at me because I mentioned yourself and Stephen Stretch. But what do you think's causing the problem? They rebounded so much from that full-back line. You've obviously got a little problem there somewhere.
Yes, I believe we've really got a problem with our defensive work. By that I mean not our defenders, but when we're not in possession of the ball. We've got to learn a little bit more to pick up, be a little bit tighter in that area, and it was very obvious by the replays that they were running the ball down the ground very well, and those particular 2 players did a very, very good job for them.
Bruce, it seems to me that Torrens have a home ground disadvantage. You've played 2 games at Football Park and done exceptionally well. You beat Westies, everyone's favourite for the premiership, by 50-odd points. You've done exceptionally well again today, gone down by 11 points in the last kick of the day virtually. Yet at Everton a week ago, 50-point loss to North. I know North were a good side, but at home you should do better than that.
Yes, I think you have 6 or 7 opportunities to play at home, and they're the games that really should should
tie
be
you
the
up.
ones to win, but you know you don't play finals at home ground, so you know the experience at Football Park is good, and our eyes are still on September, obviously, but we've got some work to do before that, obviously.
Saru and Cunningham shared the rucking today, but just tell us a little bit about that young Chris Lindsay in the reserves. He's a very fine young man. What sort of a future and time do you think it's going to be to get a young fellow like him up into league football to lend a hand, Bruce?
My own personal opinion is that Chris probably just needs to have a bit of a taste this year at some stage. He enjoys, I was talking to him earlier today, he enjoys playing at full forward. I'm not sure whether he's fit enough to ruck to help support Jeff, but I believe he's going to be a very, very good player of the future, and he'll be one of the ones that we'll have to hang on to and stop from going over the border, I suppose.
Yes. Well, it's a very good effort today. Good on you. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Yes, thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks to Bruce joining us in the studio tonight, and a bit disappointing today, but let's hope Lady Luck runs with you throughout the rest of 1985.
Thank you.